very hot. Just trying to enjoy the day. I hope everyone is having a good time. But I wanted to sing that song, and I was practicing it this morning. And it's actually a Japanese song by an artist named Fuji K's, and he incorporated some of his like traditional music with that modern pop music. And that was something that always really inspired me. So I'm sorry I can't cover it for you today, but I have another song that's kind of interactive. And so I'm gonna, I'm gonna teach you the part that you can join me in on. So this song is called Falling Water. And when I was in college, I sang in chamber choir, and we had small groups where we could sing like pop songs. And one of my friends arranged this, Falling Waters by Maggie Rogers. And the bridge is like... Let me get the right key for you guys so I can teach you the part. Okay, so everyone repeat after me. Can everyone hum that with me? Okay, does everyone have it down? Okay, so when it's time, the music is gonna stop, and I'm gonna snap for you, and you're gonna sing your part. And I'll join in with you after a couple times. So this song is called Falling Water, and some people might interpret it as like a romantic song about love and like not being able to hold on to somebody that you were involved with or something, but I had listened to it over and over again, and at a certain point I realized that it's not just about that. And when I realized it's not about that, it resonated even deeper. This song is called Falling Water, and it's about maybe something where you felt like you couldn't fully grasp onto like a certain passion that you had, or it could be a family member or a friend or a time in your life. And there's a lot of emotions attached to it, but maybe you couldn't fully give your all. And this song's kind of about that. And the only reason why I wanted to sing it is because it's pretty. And maybe that's something that we all struggle with sometimes, you know, not being able to live in the moment or not feeling like we have the power to make the most of what we're in at certain times. And I hope that this song encourages you to know that you're not alone in feeling that way. And, you know, even so much that someone wrote a song about it. Hold on, I thought that I could take it from here. Oh, I thought that I was coming the clear. Now it's getting harder. Hold on, I thought that I was doing so well. Oh, like everything was under a spell. Now it's getting harder. Thank you. Okay, my mom said sing a traditional song. I guess that one wasn't very good. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so much for singing with me, and I hope that you enjoyed the song. I also wanted to sing another song from my choir days, and it's a cappella, but it's about a tribute to Martin Luther King Jr., and it was by U2, and it's just like the solo part, and it's just a nice melody, so I'm just going to share it with you guys. I sang this solo when I was in college, and the choir is supposed to come in after that, but I don't have a choir, so it'll just end. Sleep, sleep tonight, and may your dreams be realized. If the thundercloud passes rain, so let it rain, let it rain. So let it be. So let it be. And that's the end. Yes, I don't have a choir, but anyway. Lastly, my mom wants me to sing some traditional songs. So I first will share with you actually what I shared for the Miss Indian World pageant last year. And it's a song about gratefulness for my culture and the basketry and the land and the water that I come from that made my culture and my people so beautiful. And no, hey, 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 and Thank you. The next song is a song that I sang for a flower dance, and the flower dance is in my tribe, and the tribes actually both that I come from, a young girl's coming of age ceremony, and it's a little bit faster, and we usually sing it with a clapping stick sort of thing, and so here we go. In Noah, 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 in Whoa, that's me. Weird. So I'm at the end of my time, I believe. I have some last words and one last song to leave you with. And after that, we'll get right into the Miss Indian World contestants public speaking contest. So my last song, this is called a heavy song, and Not a lot of times women are allowed to sing heavy songs in ceremonies, but there is one time, and that's also during the girls' coming of age ceremony. And I actually was gifted with this song when I was flying over the Rocky Mountains. I was coming back from Denver one time, and I had this song, and so I'll share it with you real quick before we move on. Thank you. Well, everyone, thank you so much for spending this time with me. And I think like the way that it started out just goes to show that sometimes things don't always work out the way that you think they're gonna work out. I had it all in my mind that I was gonna come up here and bust out that first song, but I haven't performed live music in like 7 or 8 years, and this is my first time in front of a group of people performing on my own, playing my own music and stuff. So thank you so much for being a part of that with me and giving me your time and attention and understanding. And the other lesson is maybe like practice a little bit more. But you know, with all my last engagements, I didn't have a lot of time for that. So once again, I believe that we'll move on to our public speaking. And I don't know who to hand this off to, but I'll leave this here. Thank you once again. We're going to have a picture after the public speaking contest with all of our royalty over here. And I'll be seeing you throughout the rest of the powwow.
Angela. Oh, the discuss.
Wells Fargo has donated $50 million in support of indigenous peoples, including funding solar furnaces that convert sunlight
Come into the warm house. Hi, Grandma.
into household heat.
Traditional sun.
Doing gets it done. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing.
Hey, do you live stream? Let me put you on a tool that's like having 6 people on your stream team. Ecamm Live. It's your assistant. You can set up your stream and schedule it in advance. It's your producer. You can go live and easily switch scenes. It's your videographer and sound mixer. You can record your high quality video and isolated audio tracks. It's your colorist. You can tweak the picture settings and even add LUTs. If you have all of your slides and your graphics prepared in advance, you don't even need an editor. Ecamm Live is your entire stream team all in one. Let's go.
My explorers, would you work for this view?
Done.
Could you take this on?
Go! Here we go.
Have you felt the heat?
Oh, yeah.
Or moved to the rhythm? Did you experience it, share it, embrace it, laugh about it?
Yes.
Okay, did it change you? Perfect. That's what Albuquerque does.
To the daydreamers, explorers, go-getters, visionaries. Let there be no limit to how you see yourself or where. American Airlines, you are why we fly.
Are you searching for fun? Then go ahead, take the night. Take a chance. Take a bite. Take a guess and take the win. Take that first step towards something new. It's all here. Isleta Resort and Casino, where the fun begins.
New Mexico's first casino is still the crown jewel of southwestern casino resorts. Sandia Resort and Casino. In all the world, there's no place quite like Sandia, and there never will be. The first, the only, the best, and even more fun and excitement to come. Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary.
to Comfort Suites, Albuquerque Airport, gathering of the nations. We are honored to sponsor you.
Come check out our hotel.
A lot of preparation goes into a night out. When you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Make getting home safe part of the plan. Don't drink and drive.
We are the sounds of indigenous artists.
The river where you find your flow.
We are the soil, nurturing the seeds of new music.
We stand tall, echoing the voices of generations.
A tide of melodies, ebbing and flowing.
Together, we weave a tapestry of sound that binds us.
We are the voice of the youth, guided by the wisdom of our elders.
We are Daybreak Star Radio.
This is my hustle.
My hustle is more than competition.
It inspires.
It creates.
It's my life.
And water is an important part of my hustle.
Water fuels my mind and body.
Water is my energy drink.
Water is integral to my culture.
Water is key to my success.
It's our life, and we are achieving amazing things.
Hydrate your hustle.
Hydrate your hustle.
Hydrate your hustle.
Drink up.
Yad Aisha Officer Montez Dashajine, Nanesh Ejet Kachinin Shlon Kiani Ebashishim, Ashin Dashanella Hanagahi Edashache. Yotobet Kahozo Salau, the $8 Jinigi, Nishlon Asian Anishishin. At 2024 Gathering of Nations, Ban Not Il Day. Kun Arshode, Ayahe, Ada Hosiado, and the Kun Nihinalie, Ado Aishan Chitabi Naznele, Doni Hitchida Adeskala, Day no sen. Adon Junago dan hit on nath. Don hit Nick it didn't eat the head. The New Mexico State Police welcomes everyone to the 2024 Gathering of Nations Powwow. While at the event and around the city, always remember to lock your doors and keep valuables out of sight. Look for one of our officers to tag your tots in case you're separated from your child. New Mexico State Police is here to ensure everyone has a safe and enjoyable time at this year's Gathering of Nations. Thank you from all of us at New Mexico State Police.
New perspective on life and also connected with my own culture in new and different ways. Because I know I met a lot of other cultures and stuff, but I wasn't expecting to kind of see my culture differently too. So that was a really huge blessing. And it was hard, and actually at some point it was very, very, very difficult, and I started just like going to the gym all the time, and it just made my life like a lot better, and like it made it easier to hold the sash too. So
she had to build muscles to hold that sash.
I'm a new woman now. Not the same woman I was last year.
Well, that's great to hear. So what kind of wishes do you have for all of the aspiring royalty out there?
Oh, what kind of wishes, you said?
Yeah, what kind of wishes? Inspiring wishes.
I wish that you all have a healthy and happy life because, being royalty is great and all, and it looks good to, have our crowns and all of our fancy stuff, but really at the end of the day, why do we really have it? Why do we really do it? Well, it's because we want ourselves to be healthy, happy. We're healing our families, and we're providing a good future for our future children. And one thing that I was telling my friend, my very close friend here, former Miss Indian World, Jessa Ray Growing Thunder, a couple months ago, we were having a conversation. And during my time as Miss Indian World, there have been healing moments within my family where people have, it's like seeing me in a leadership position has helped them, live a clean and sober life, or has touched their heart. And the elders too, they see if they had been in boarding school or if they had grown up in a place where being Native wasn't a good thing, or they were embarrassed or they had to hide it, seeing youth being elevated as Native youth, it heals a part in their heart that they didn't even know needed healing. Right. So my wishes for all the royalty is that they can do that for their family and that they'll just grow up and have a family themselves and be happy and healthy. That's what I would hope for them.
Right. Well, that's very inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what did you think of Tori singing, everybody? Wasn't it beautiful?
Thanks. I'm still embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed because, like I said, that first song, it was difficult. To be honest, I didn't practice it enough because of my reign was just, it was very busy. And so I came to that point and I thought, you know what, if I try, no, it's not going to be pretty. So let me just cut it off right here. So maybe, I'll make a commitment right now. Maybe some other day, some other year, I'll come back if they'll accept me as a performer, and I'll include that song in my set list.
Yay! Oh, that's awesome, Tori. Well, thank you so much for your beautiful singing. And I wish you happy rest of your life, but really enjoy these next today and tomorrow as Miss Indian World. And I guess it'll be bittersweet passing the crown on, but I think that your life is going to just blossom like a flower. So.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see which girl takes home the crown. I'm sure that they'll do great.
Thank you, Tori. Let's give a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Tori McConnell, Miss Indian World. She's trying to make me cry up here. Like she's Miss Indian World, and I'm like, what? Okay, we're waiting for our judges to be seated, and I will be introducing them to you not actually prior, I think after we do the competition. So let me explain it to you very shortly. What we're doing is we have a little bag of questions, and each girl is going to reach in, take out a question. I will read the question to her. And then right after that, she has 1 minute to answer the question. And this is the mic she'll be taking at that time. Right after we finish our public speaking, we're going to have a special picture of all the contestants on stage with Miss Indian World. So that will be immediately following the public speaking, okay? All right. Okay, we're asking all the people who are behind the judges, all of you behind the judges there, we're asking you to move back. Just because we don't want anything, we want this to be a fair and complete contest. Could I have a stagehand over here really quick? Hey, Ron, come over here. Down, never mind. She threw it up. I keep calling Ron to help me do something, and every time I do, Somebody throws it or hands it off. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Beulah Sunrise. I'm Danette Nkiwa, that's Navajo and Santo Domingo Pueblo, and I'll be your host this afternoon for the Miss Indian World Public Speaking Competition. I'm happy to be here with all of you, and if you've heard my voice before, maybe on the radio, I do a show called Native Music Hours on KANW 89.1 FM, and it's worldwide at KANW.com. So check it out sometimes, Monday nights from 7 to 10 Mountain Standard Time. I appreciate it. So let's get started with our competition for our public speaking. And all of these young ladies have been instructed that they have 1 minute to answer the question. So if you hear somebody, Tia will be over here doing the timing for that. If she says time, to stop speaking. So that is how we do our public speaking here. So let's get underway. Let's give a big round of applause to our first contestant. I'd like to introduce to you contestant number 1, Aurelia Rose. She's from the Kashia Band of Pomo Indians, Stewart's Point Rancheria Reservation, California. Okay, Aurelia, what type of culturally traditional home did your tribe build, live in, either presently or historically?
Chamai, everyone. This is a really good question. My people are coastal people. They also inhabited mountain ranges, the Russian River, and they changed where they lived depending on the season, where they would gather, and they would build their huts, or they would go into caves. They would use redwood bark, and it really just changed depending on the season, and I'm very excited to have shared that with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, contestant number 1, Aurelia LaRose from Stewart's Point Rancheria Reservation, California. Now, our next contestant will be up here in a few moments. Let me tell you a little bit about Aurelia's talent last night. We did our traditional talent presentations last night, and she did a whole presentation all in her own language. So that's wonderful that she could share that with everybody last night. Our next contestant coming to us from Red Rock, Oklahoma, representing the Oto and Missouri tribes, she's Zeneca LeClaire Harrigera. Okay, Zeneca, your question is, what is significant about your traditional clothing?
The significant thing out of my traditional clothing is the designs and the work that you put into your beadwork, into your applique, into your designs and everything. With your shawl, with your skirt, sometimes we have our honor blankets. We have many other things that we apply for it, and we design it. We wear our bisons, our bones. Everything is significant, whether it's the tiniest of bead to the biggest of like beadwork and everything. With our hair ties, with our feathers, we honor them, and we walk in beauty and everything. And we keep going with our smile, we keep our head up. And I want to be able to express my love with my people through my wear, through everything that I do, say, and dance.
Big round of applause, contestant number 2, Zeneca LeClaire Harrigera from Red Rock, Oklahoma. And our next contestant comes to us from Yakima Nation, Washington, representing the Yakima tribe. This is contestant number 3, Bree Peters. Now, if I could get this open. Okay, here we go. What is a food, beverage, or plant that is from your tribe or reservation, and why is it significant?
A food, beverage, or something else, I don't remember the last word, that is important to my tribe are our roots. So we have several roots. We have punku, piahi, Sakawia, and then I think those are like the only three. Yeah. And they're important to us because it gives us, like my people, time to like be together out in like our fields and spend time together, along with teaching our young ones like what root to look for above the ground, and also, sorry, and just like spending time together and teaching our young ones how to properly prepare them for our ceremonies, along with like how to eat them. And yeah, thank you.
And that was contestant number 3, Bree Peters from Yakima Nation, Washington. And our next contestant comes to us all the way from Big Cypress Seminole Indian Reservation in Florida. And she's representing the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Contestant number 4, Tomlin Billy. All right, your question is, what is significant about your traditional clothing?
What is significant about my traditional clothing is that our patchwork, it is often in the image of objects, nature, and animals. And it is a way to show our pride in our culture and our land. Because without our land, we would lose a huge part of our culture, because it's what helped us become unconquered and stay unconquered. Thank you. Shanabasha.
Thank you, contestant number 4 from Big Cypress Seminole Indian Reservation in Florida. That's Tomlin Billy. All right, so how do you all like it so far? Right? Very talented young ladies and very knowledgeable as well. Our next contestant is contestant number 5 from Lamar, Oklahoma, representing the Muskogee Nation. This is Claudia McHenry. Okay, Claudia, your question is, what type of culturally traditional home did your tribe build, live in, either presently or historically?
Hishjay moment kamagadis, mujanita chihijaga hitlidosjay. Hello and greetings. It is good to see you today. That is an excellent question. The traditional home of the Muskogee people were made of the surroundings that were around us back in our homelands. So that was trees and leaves, and it stood and they protected us in the winter. So whenever it was the summertime, we were out and we didn't have sheltering. And nowadays, we just live in your average home. So thank you for that question, and I hope you have a great day. Mado.
Thank you, contestant number 5, Claudia McHenry from Muskogee Nation, representing the Muskogee Nation from Lamar, Oklahoma. And our next contestant comes to us from Atmore, Alabama. I'll give a moment to cheer for Alabama. And she represents the Porch Band of Creek Indians. This is contestant number 6, Cassidy Murphy. Cassidy, your question is, what is a food, beverage, or plant that is significant? Wait, hold on. What is a food, beverage, or plant that is from your tribe or reservation, and why is it significant?
3 plants that is significant to my tribe is the 3 sisters: corn, beans, and squash. These 3 plants grew where my tribe is located. I'm an extremely picky eater, so corn is my go-to. Mado, thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 6 from Atmore, Alabama, Cassidy Murphy. And now we're going to our next contestant, all the way from Nespelem, Washington. She represents the Coville Confederated Tribes and Coeur d'Alene Tribe. She's contestant number 7, Sydney Lynn Matheson. Sydney, your question is? Okay. What is a food, beverage, or plant that is from your tribe or reservation, and why is it significant?
Thank you for that question. YP, yeah. Isqui Sydney Matheson Olinyafichin. Hello, everybody. My name is Sydney Matheson. I come to you from the Colville Confederated Tribes out of north central Washington State. A food or plant specific to my tribe that is very important is called Indian ice cream. We make it out of foam berries, and this is specific to my tribe because you can find them high up in the mountains near the huckleberries. To prepare Indian ice cream, we whip the berries until they're foamy, and then we add sugar. They're so good. Lim lim to everybody, and I hope you have a great weekend. Right?
Thank you, contestant number 7 from Nespelam, Washington, Sydney Lynn Matheson. Now, if you noticed, you're hearing questions that come up every once in a while. I think there's a group of 5 questions, and they're rotating in this little bag here. So that's how we're doing it. Our next contestant is contestant number 8, and she is from... Are you cheering for 8 or... Okay, and she's contestant number 8 from Nanilgin, New Mexico, representing the Dene Nation. Someday I'll get to her name, Sharon Otero. And your question is, what type of culturally traditional home did your tribe build, live in, either presently or historically?
My tribe, they grew up in a hogan. A hogan was more stable to live in, especially on the reservation. They built it out of clay as well as logs that they found. And whenever we enter, we always go clockwise inside the hogan. And we feel more at home when we do ceremonies in them as well. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, contestant number 8, Sharon Otero from Nanilgin, New Mexico. All right, our next contestant comes to us from Kitigan Zibi Anishinaabe, Quebec, Canada, representing the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation. This is contestant number 9, Alexis Ojig. Alexis, your question is, what type of culturally traditional home did your tribe build, live in, either presently or historically?
Our traditional home was called a wigwam. Many different cultures use teepees, but in our area we used a wigwam. And it consisted of birch bark that had pieces piled on top of each other, and it was in the shape of a dome. The inner part of the wigwam had branches that held it together. The reason that we had wigwams is because our people were nomadic. This means we didn't pick up our wigwams and move it with us. The nature had enough birch bark for us wherever we traveled to build a new one. Miigwech, thank you.
Thank you very much, contestant number 9 from Kitigan Zibi Anishinaabe, Quebec, Canada, Alexis Ojig. So all of our young ladies, they represent different states in the United States as well as in Canada, and we welcome all of them here with open arms, and we're so happy that they have taken the time to decide to run for Miss Indian World. Thank you very much. Our next contestant is from Levine, Arizona, and she represents the Acamil Autumn and San Carlos Apache tribes. This is Lehua Lani Dosela. Yeah. Yay, I said it right, Dosela. Okay, Lehua, your question is, What is significant about your traditional clothing?
Good afternoon, everyone. So one thing that is significant about my traditional clothing, right now I'm wearing shell necklaces, and a long time ago, the men would travel to the ocean to collect shells, and then they would bring it back. And they said that this shell is important and it would protect us. It would protect our spirit like it does the creature that once lived in them. Thank you. Sapo.
Thank you. That was contestant number 10 from Levine, Arizona, Lehua Lani DeSella. All right. And our next contestant comes to us from Wayland, Michigan. She represents the Gun Lake tribe, and this is contestant number 11, Chabonnet Bush. And your question is, what is your tribe known for and why?
Oh, that's a good one. Let me tell you. In Michigan, we have something called maple syrup. Best syrup you will ever have. And that's something that's very unique to our tribe because our tribe has our own maple syrup trees. We have our own maple syrup processing system, and we even have our own maple syrup house. And so I feel it's really special that we are able to share that because each year our community is able to harvest maple syrup together from our own maple trees and then share it throughout our community with not only our indigenous family, but also the family without the Wayland community. Chimigwech.
Thank you, contestant number 11 from Wayland, Michigan, Chabonnet Bush. And I'm going to shake these up again. All right. Okay, our next contestant comes to us all the way from Fort Hall Indian Reservation, Idaho, representing the Shoshone-Bannock tribes. This is contestant number 12, Devlin Hall. All right, Devlin, your question is, who has been a significant influence in your tribe and why? That's either presently or historically.
That's a really good question. I think of significance as in the most influential person to our children, really. And I like to think of our educators over at the tribe, our tribal educators who teach our children the language, or our educators as in anybody who interacts with children. It takes a community to raise our children and really invest in the youth. I think of my own family, who were really the first teachers in my life and who watched me take my first steps, who helped me make this regalia and really be proud of who I am as an individual, as Native American, Shoshone-Bannock. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant Hall from the Fort Hall Indian Reservation in Idaho. All right, we're a little bit, almost halfway through. How are you guys liking it? They're so talented and also very intelligent. And we're happy to have all of the contestants here from all over Indian country. This is contestant number 13 from Cass Lake, Minnesota, representing the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe. This is Rosalina Hunt. Rosalina, your question is, who has been a significant influence in your tribe and why? And that's either presently or historically.
Thank you for that question. So I look up to so many people within my Leech Lake Reservation, and I had people from my school, like my teachers, and teachers who came in who recruit youth for unity. And if you don't know what unity is, it stands for United Nations Intertribal Native Youth, if I remember that correctly. But I had one advisor who believed in me and told me, speak up and you're doing great. And just talk with your heart and the way you carry yourself, remember that the youth are also watching. So I try to be the best role model I can be because he was the same for me. Miigwech.
Thank you. Thank you very much, contestant number 13, Rosalina Hunt from Cass Lake, Minnesota. I'd like to welcome our next contestant from Manderson, South Dakota, representing the Oglala Sioux tribe. This is contestant number 14, Taylor Campbell. Taylor, who has been a significant influence in your tribe and why, either presently or historically?
Within my tribe, in the Lakota way, we acknowledge all of the